I'm always fascinated about how the markets react to a sudden news item. In the case of trade, is this good for trade? Does it mean a deal could happen? The president suddenly announcing that he's going to impose an additional 10% tariff on $300 billion worth of Chinese imports that hadn't been hit already. This means all Chinese products that come to this country will be hit. Now, some can interpret that as a brilliant negotiating ploy or say, are you nuts? This is crazy. Right now, it's the latter. Are you nuts? This is crazy. Because a better than 100-point gain has been wiped out for the time being. Let's get the read from Edward Lawrence, following all this very, very closely. Edward, what's the latest?
Hey, Neil, or the third option, that he's very frustrated with what's happening with China. Now, this could be a result of the briefing the president got this afternoon or today from the trade negotiators. U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer talking face-to-face with the president about what happened in Shanghai. Now, the president tweeting, obviously, possibly as a result of that briefing that he got. The tweet there saying that it's September 1st, he will put basically everything else that China imports under a 10% tariff. That's $300 billion worth of goods coming into our country here. Now, sadly, the president says, or he goes on in these tweets to say that he believes that the Chinese are trying to renegotiate this trade deal when they already had a trade deal. Again, this could be frustration from the president here. Now, the two sides are talking, but they're obviously saying two different things publicly. Now, China has said that the U.S. has agreed to remove Huawei from the entity list. The Commerce Department told me today that is not the case. There are still 50 applications, though, from 35 companies to sell products to Huawei. The CEO from Intel says that they're one of the companies hoping to sell a general-purpose computer product to Huawei. Still, China talking with a Chinese commerce spokesperson saying the U.S. needs to follow through with the commitments with Huawei. Also saying that the Chinese will buy more agriculture from the U.S. according to domestic needs. Now, right now, China is considering lowering tariffs on agriculture goods from the United States, but they also have an agreement with Russia to help the Russians grow more soybeans, as well as add infrastructure to ship it to China. The soybeans exports from the U.S. to China dropped 96% from 2017 to 2018. Exports from Russia to China increased 65% during that same time frame. Still, the administration is saying the tariffs are working, and they will get China to the trade deal.
Tariffs are good. Tariffs are raising revenues. They're helping defend our steel and aluminum industries. They're helping us get China to the negotiating table. Do you think China would be at the negotiating table right now? I don't. Okay, so tariffs in the China case work beautifully.
But there are no signs right now that a trade deal is imminent related with China or even happening this year. Chinese sources say they're not planning on having a trade deal or gearing up for one this year. Now, the president tweeting out earlier that basically China, Iran, and other foreign countries are looking forward to Democrats and drooling over the prospect that they could be dealing with them. President Trump saying that if he's reelected, that absolutely will not be the case. Now, there's a sense here that the Chinese may be waiting for the election to happen. Also, a sense the Chinese may be waiting for the U.S. economy to turn south, and therefore they could get better terms in a trade deal. But again, as of right now, it does not appear a trade deal would be likely this year. The president upping the ante now, obviously saying September 1st, more tariffs at a 10% level. He could go to 25%, Neil, but he's staying at that 10% level to start.
All right, and these are the same ones that he had delayed prior, so he put them back on to start September 1st. Then again, just to let you know, that means everything coming in from China will have some sort of a tariff, anywhere from 10% to 25%.